I'm making my journal. Let me close my door because I have to do this journal properly. Um, I'm back, baby. Yesterday I did not open my journal. I did not open my journal yesterday. Welcome back, Namdi. I was never recording my audio. So, today's date, Today's date is the 12th of January 2026, 14th of 2:08 p.m. Let's continue what I was doing. So, today's date is very important, as always, because it's about more than code. It's no code, it's nothing. It's about constitution and personal development. Oh my days, guys. I can't wait to announce this one. But, there's a project, this project has to be evolving. So, with the ontology, because I want you guys to have it forever and ever again. This is, drum roll, please. So, this report, this OBINexus Medium article is on personal development framework. Let's do it. So this the soldier and the development. But I'm tripolar, so I have 3 or 4 diaries, because I have 4 diaries because the 4 diaries is like So I start the diary for Uche, Mr. Uche, U for umbrella, C for Charlie, H for hamburger, E for echo, meaning knowledge in Igbo, knowledge Namdi. Because my complex is a complex, it's 3 or more compounds you have. So remember that. So you get 1,000 meters times 500 meters in radius. Basically, we don't have a square compound. We have a circle, ellipses. We have ellipses and circles. Basically in the model. But I'm building a military complex, military compound. But basically, it's going to be a military compound, duplex. But it's a compound, so it's one compound security. So I've just updated them because I'm trying to design it properly. So today I'm building my compound, but I'm trying to design it on paper because you have a zone in the ring and it's 3-dimensional. I can do that on paper, on fucking paper doing it. But basically, you can just keep drawing circles. If you go to the first video, you've seen it. So it's 1,500, which is 1,000 times 500, 1,500 to the power of 3, or times 3, or times 3. This would be a triplex, but this is a complex because you get a compound, which is one compound. You get a duplex, then you get a triplex. But triplex is just a complex, so one complex. You get a quadruplex, but that's still a complex. It's just 3 or more. But the thing is about anti-fragmentation, make sure there's no fragmentation in the ecosystem because we are a constitution. And a firm, openness is constitutional firm. Constitution means it's a lived reality, and of people that are happy because it is a utopia. The document is called a constitution, which is Article 51, right to self-defense, for example, and then Article 51, and that defends all the world, also on actually defending themselves. Having freedom to defend themselves wherever they are in the complex, having in a house, because it's safety measure. Because there's no house that's independent from a compound, so you have natural security by design, and you don't really need to worry about half of the things, if not all of the things, if there's a kind of disease breakout as well. But why is this update important? So 1,500, 15,000 is a triplex or complex, but just the area in square meters, just the area of land, but there's a dimension missing, and that's the area of space. So we have to take it to the sky too. So that'll be 15,000 cubed, 100,000 cubed. For the area of space and time, because it has to be there. So that's the airspace protection too, because of the system. African Nigerian laws to make that better. So this is it. So the constitution is a lived reality of a constitute of the documents written under the constitutional oath. Here's my legislation. GitHub.com/legislation. So apart from this is this archive row. But this is the Muslim haiku title. This is like basically this is why the link between personality disorder and development. So this is the Muslim because that was a philosophy, self-performing needs, but these are the basic needs. Psychological needs, psychological needs, safety needs. These are the security needs: food, water, warmth, rest. Everyone deserves that. It's all free. Safety needs, security, and safety. See, and psychological. I'm trying to make sure everyone, has the four pillars. The four pillars at the bottom, if you can do it. That's my goal, because self-actualization, I don't know what you want. You have to do what you want, it's the same. So I don't want anybody breaking the rules. So this is all checked out. Because this one wants just to be there for you guys. Food, water, warmth, rest, you have it. Security and safety, you have it. Belonging and love and needs. Okay, you have this as a policy. The four bottoms of policy. Belonging and love needs. Intimate relationship with friends and family. You have it. You have it, guys. Polygamy. I'm polygamous, but esteem, needs, and prestige. Feeling accomplished. You have it. I want you guys to have that by default. So every human being is actually thinking what they want to do the next day and not worried about tomorrow. But this is self-actualization. You achieve something. You feel fulfilled. You build a full compound. You feel this complex. You're making things better. This is what I'm saying, because it is not. It is not, so you don't have personal disorder, you don't have people with fragmented minds and crazy and angry. Personal disorder is just on a chronic basis. They reveal the tension between, because there's nothing wrong with me being in bed from, it's just my money issues. Personal disorder, hypothesis, what's my hypothesis? Personal disorder is not just clinical labels, they reveal tension between personal development and loss of control over identity and vision. I'm tripolar, that means I use three voices to, I have three realities, three voices in my head. Three sights, three tastes, three interpretation of taste. Anything I do, that's my open sense matrix. So anything that I do, Mr. Uche, oh my days, Mr. Uche can say it tastes nice, but this texture, this open sense. This is why the open sense matters. Open sense, but this is the only one I have. So you get open sense. But you get open sense, which is sensory of 8, because I claim I have additional 3 human rights. So I wish to retake information and I can interpret it from tripolar. That's 6 senses, because which you can which relay if you can relay information in 3 ways. Once I hear it, because I'm ADHD, and the 8 one is because I'm tripolar. I might be bipolar because I don't know I'm bipolar, or maybe something more, and maybe because so the 88 is for the people that are on the spectrum, 100% know they're bipolar and know what it means, but it's because you don't know what you are until because you don't fully understand it, and that's why that's so it's only a dimension for breeding. So I could give you so 80 more for breeding. So because human rights always everything. So you get open sense mutual reach, open sense signal. But this open sense, open sensory infrastructure. Open sense, the infrastructure is foundational to everything. This is the rings of topology, and this is why this matters. It grows with the size of pi, the pi area, because the dimension of pi are mathematically rounded to and this is neurospark, open sense neurospark. This is a neurospark. This is like a brain computing interface, but it is not ready for what it's meant to do. So it can go to neurospark and read it. The neurospark is originally basically for because I really live the 3 realities. I just know what I'm gonna do next. Because 3 people walk the earth in 1 person. It doesn't matter if you lock this door, which as you can get through it. If each is locked, because OB is the one that's in the physical. If you lock OB and OB is locked in this space and time, which is not locked, it is not. You can go and do the stuff and you can unlock it. And that's the power of the framework of this kind of persona disorder. Because if I was a disorder, I wanted to know my persona. So the idea is for people to fully document via muco social media their realities, and the realities are the ones that share. So hypothesis to structured life work balance, modeling. This is what the muco journal is all about. So you have the structured life work balance that can resolve identity dissonance. You can find identity dissonance, with real conflict. Because you don't have to spend time thinking of thus, if you're bipolar, you just have two solutions to it. You know, so if you're bipolar, it doesn't matter when you're in and out. So, for example, if I am looking at this, if I'm a mirror and that mirror is another person, actually not reality, I just have to keep looking at that person. I have to just continue doing, and that's what I'm saying. Because I have one person, because I'm really out that door, out here, because I'm tripolar, but I would have known tripolar. I would just know to go because I'm stuck in a state of distance, and that's what because I have to track narrative. Why am I on this side? I have to ask myself questions. I ask myself a lot of questions. Why? What's this time? Why is this here? Because to me, it doesn't matter how you prove it or not. If the proof is not built around the ontology of a person or someone else, it doesn't really make any sense. So the dishonest and role conflict. Basically, my persona is like Uche has the poison and the gold, but it doesn't. That's his money. But what is his money? Poison and gold and medicine. That's his treasures. Also, Uche's treasures. And Eze has the gum, the diamonds, the sapphires. He has his own gold, but the share, that's his obvious weapons, the guns, the physical guns. But they do the same thing. The pen is as money as a sword. In my format, the pen is equal to the sword. And as a person, because I don't want to break you guys fingers, because it doesn't matter how much you tell me now, I can break your homers, doesn't matter if it's fun enough. If I can't get a gun, I can get a pen. I say, if I was a powerful man. In the modern psychology, pleasure is viewed as a natural flow. No, we don't craft it. We are the personas we are all the time. We are trying to shape ourselves into something we're not. So my policy is we're growing down. But growing down means growing into our full selves, because we are experiencing the world and we're not developing the persona over time. We're trying to understand ourselves through language, culture, experience, and personal how we present ourselves in work, in life, whether it's formally or informally to our friends and family, in text, and that curates our persona from the inside out. That is more important to me than people instructing me persona and leading me to depression. But if it's a group of friends that really crafted a creative persona and that's what I want for people. As a part of the woman, God, the kind of people in your name, many to want depression. Just like the pressure of self-accumulation, which is in history, because we have example. This is kind of this kind of graphic, but I don't want to read it now. So we've got pathological interpretation of this. So basically, everyone has a pathway. They take a path. They take a path. They take a way. They take that path. Whether it's walking, running, climbing, and they have a shape that path takes. Like a kind of zigzag road. It's kind of like would you use this option or this solution in this place, given this time? And you have to do. That's gonna say it's basically how do we basically my timeless watch is my watch. I've stayed in the UK, and I want to make that timeless watch for me. Using example, I have a watch, but I can't find them. As a policy, I'm trying to make all the OBINexus watches inside out, and that's one because I want you to remember this. So in the OBINexus watch, every watch as a policy has to be flipped inside to the palm, because the back of the palm means you're forgetting the watch you're feeling your time, and you don't check the back of the, you check the inside of your watch, your talk, so it can be extended for holographic tech interfaces. My dual gun pump is like persona is I did write this, but which is by the same. So this is the same. The persona. This is what I'm saying. This one, I can show you all this that happened. CICA claim, harassment, bachelor independent. So this is 3-way combat box to doing and done, but you can see foundation inspiration. So this is it. So if I do the foundation, I time track them, ESA, UC, I did all of this, I moved to the aspiration, but the aspiration is something that it's not an aspiration, it's aspiration because they're shared between the two. So, for example, you can't, all the talks are not aspiration. So, you get the default things you're going to do for this category. So, like life, work and breathing life, and you're gonna do that every day just to make sure you're okay. And then you get the work. Now, if the work can be aspirational for that day, for example, if you have a work you can't complete it tomorrow, you do it today, it goes to aspirational track, and the aspiration goes is 2 pointers of work. So you have a pointer of work tomorrow, today, which was yesterday, and tomorrow you have to add on, so you can build on your knowledge and do things better. Because the 2 pointer system, that's the two-way problem, that's the pointer problem. So you can live in your brain without affecting the pointers, and the work pointer is a shared pointer for the next day, for what you plan for the next day. And you can see how it works. So that's kind of the pointer problem. The pointer problem is very important to keep in mind, because am I living, and am I breathing the air? Am I still breathing good quality air? If I'm not, I have to tidy my room. I have to content switch, and it's a content switching system. That system is via gating, because gating allows you. Gating is the philosophy of doing down, but writing down the cognitive tasks you're doing. So this is the public protocol. Now this is the link between personal development. This is the personal development. So this article is the tier 3 access, but I'm trying to. So basically, let me see what I can foundational track. Building a house, foundation track. So I'm just gonna try to. Oh, what is personal development? So let me try to read this aloud, because I'm.
Introduction. What is persona development? In short, the persona development is a term I coined to explain the dynamic nature of persona. In psychology, Carl Jung's traditional concept of persona is a true negative conclusion drawn for observations. Carl Jung's traditional concept of persona defines persona as a kind of mask, designed on the one hand to make a definite impression upon others, and on the other to conceal the true nature of the individual. I strongly disagree with this notion. There is a key question that Carl Jung overlooked. This is why do these people have given us a false sense of security with a deep ego? To do this effectively, I will challenge the following characteristic that Carl Jung uses to justify these persona, Jung persona. 1. Jung's persona, identification. According to Jung, the development of a viable social persona is a vital part of adapting to, and preparing for, adult life in the external social world. 2. A strong ego relates to the outside world through a flexible persona, identifications with a specific persona, doctor, scholar, artist, etc., inhibits psychological development. 3. For Jung, the danger is that people become identical with their personas, the professor with his textbook, the tenor with his voice. 4. The result could be the shallow, brittle, conformist kind of personality which is all persona, with its excessive concern for what people think. 5. An unreflecting state of mind in which people are utterly unconscious of any distinction between themselves and the world in which they live. They have little or no concept orthonym Michael Oak Business, OBINexus Computing Date Created, Saturday the 29th of March, 2025 Deadline 5th April, 2025 Status, in progress.
So I'm not arguing, I am arguing that it is not true. The idea of a persona is to be authentic for that thing. It's like you dress for the part. You dress for the part. You dress for it doesn't matter who you are. You have a dress code, and the dress code. Example, you can have a bell put into somewhere for it gives you it puts you into some table, to a group of people that you can go. Well, like if it's a bell, you have some kind of if it's Christmas, you wear Christmas wear, but you wear your Christmas, like your Japanese Christmas, like if you're in a Christmas party in Japan, you wear the one for Japanese, like because you're not celebrating the one that's culturally, you're celebrating not Jesus, you're celebrating what you stand to be the warmth of Christmas. So let's say, so it is a dress code, like a kind of a dress code, but it's not a dress code because you can't tell me what to do, Mali. It is a strong ego that's justified from the frame of reference of the people, like Rani and Reggie Karim. They are gangsters, but they didn't. They were born with all the potential. But they achieved nothing, because this is Wilbert and Oliver White. These are 2 7 brothers from, and they are the rebels from poor. But these are poor people with opportunity, Reddy and Wiltry, and Wilbert and Oliver Wright, and this is the Wright brothers. But they are poor and they are collecting them. I don't know what fucking collecting is. I was thinking about Cornwall. I don't know. So the kind of idea I'm saying is the Reddy and Wiltry were business men, but they now became gangsters. And then how is this fit? No, poverty is not static. Poverty is, the influence of the environment changed. The environment did not change around them. Something in their frame of reference changed, and that is what dictated the trajectory. It wasn't the environment. Everyone was still poor in Wilbur and Oliver's bright story at the end of the day, but they are not. Because something for them was part of flight, but something for Ronnie and Reggie was up, and something changed from the profit that came was, but they got rich too, but they were illegally rich. The case study I'm performing, 4% shows that this framework works. 4% question. Their personality disorder was they had a switch of personality, because that switch of personality was became a personality disorder, and how we see it, for that environment, it's not as right and wrong. It's that it's what they something in that framework changed that affected them, so they had to change how they were. So consider a young man becoming a doctor, so this is a Carl Jr. is a mark. So consider a young man aspiring to become a doctor. It is a medical degree, he has a of characterized by clinical charcoal, microtracheal infection instead of heart disease, heart attack. So this word myocardial infarction means heart attack. This special language, which approved from medical peers, is not appropriate. Hindered the effect patients who lack medical background. Because you can go to a doctor for some kind of operation, but heart attack, if you don't stop eating too much junk food, if you don't stop eating too much chicken and chips, takeaway, you will get heart attack, the heart disease, something like that. This is the mask. He's saying the mask is the way he relays himself, because he sees a doctor, but people don't understand him. The more he gets higher, the problem is the more language he uses, and the poorer the quality of relay to the person that actually needs to act on their own health. The person remains static and unadapted to different contexts, impedes the doctors which connects the at a personal level. Personal, humane, if I ate chicken and chips, this was my daughter, if this was my wife, I would do this. And that's what the doctors are meant to do, clear communication, prevention before cure, and that is the protocol. Therefore, doctors will develop support services now this is visual call. Trial. The doctor will develop dynamic persona to balance the expression. It's not speaking differently; it's speaking to a different audience. That's all it is. You speak to the right audience. For example, I love Mondays because I hate to love Mondays. I'm speaking to a group of writers. The writers will think, oh, you need to have Monday because we have a book club on Monday, and you hate to write on Mondays. Yes, I say yes, I hate to be on Mondays. I love to hate Mondays because Mondays means I have more work to do because I'm not a good writer, and that's how they take that reader and writer in the book club. Because book club is analytics and stuff. Because they know that. And then, if they say I hate to love Mondays in that book club, which is a dimension of the talks I'm doing, the book club would say, I hate to love Mondays because I hate that I have nothing I'm doing, so I love Mondays because I'm free on break, and you can understand that as my saying, what I call my geometric expression, like bite my shiny metal ass, what Benjamin says, because he's a robot, you can't actually bite his ass, you can't kill his ass. So it becomes an ideological expression of that individual that he uses in that context to express himself authentically. So the goal of this is to ensure that this person from software engineer, so software engineer when you go up the software engineering system, this is survival tier. Now this operation track B is a shared tier because it's aspiration, but aspiration cannot be reached if you have a reflection that's in a core survival agent, you have to switch. But if you have something that's not working here, you have to put it in track one. But that's just a shared dimension because you can have a new task you create, and that track B should carry over as explorations, and that's why that matters, because it's all separation of colorism. If X happens in A, then go to Y in B. So it's like X is Y and Y is. If A has an X, how is it? If you do X, it's a policy. If X happens in A, so this is what's called a clause, but it's a policy. If this is called if then clause, so it's called if X then Y. In B, if X happens, then don't do Y, because it happens on functors. It works on functions. So you can say, because it's like an if else. It's not if then else. Not if or if it's then. It works that both ways. It's by direction, because it's what Gaussian-Lang, G for gold, O for Oscar, S for Sarah, I for indigo, L for Lima, N for November, G for gold is the Gaussian-Lang programming language. Now this is glow inductive too. This one I'm trying to make, because this glow inductive differential to it's safe to have a glow inductive too. Like a dragon tattoo, because I'm trying to have a dragon on my right arm, my left arm. Because my dragon, I was born left-handed, and my dragon comes from my left side of my body. Because I gave my left side of my body. That dragon is me, but the green dragon, my dragon was my bird dragon. I was born with this dragon. This was my guardian. My guardian is not an angel; it's a dragon. It's a red fury dragon, Chinese dragon that flies in the air. And because I love Japanese language, he's a grown man, but I have a green dragon and a turtle, so I have glow. So this reminds me of my garden. So when I glow in the dark, because the idea of this persona development is to ensure that it's so authentic and to make it more designs, so people can literally have glow in the dark tattoos free of charge. It's a policy, because it's authentic expression, because you need that to process the next information, remind you where you're from, what you're gonna do next. It can be the BF tattoo, or the constitutional heart. It matters to me. As long as it's glows in the dark, it's fluorescent and can be, it's all free as a policy. So because expression is not negotiable, and that's why I'm trying to make this right to expected policy. Basically, I have an right to express article right to express of right to act. So, but that right to expression, freedom of expression, is Article 4, I believe, of human rights, or Article 4 of human rights. So I'm making a right to act on expression. So it's like something that glows in the dark is fluorescent, but it glows because it's beautiful, and it shows like my watch should be there. Looking at the time in your hand. So for holographic interface, it meant to be you, and that's what it means to do. So the UV light, or the backlight, it's tattoo that respects your body. And that's why I wanted. It's beautiful. So there's no piercing yet in this. There's no piercing in this because tattoo is different from the piercing. If you want to do piercing, is different. But the piercing is you only. So you can't mix the piercing because you have to go to a different service to get a piercing. So, but you can do it because it's piercing. It's not a piercing artist you need. It's someone else you need. So I'm going to keep it separate for there's a person in OBINexus forever. For now, because if you want to do something, you can work with the two ecosystem. So the constellation of stars, fictional Harry Potter. No, this is one I want to paint. So this is my RT repository. This is my butterflies on the battlefield. So this one I'm saying, this is my what I have been trying to get drawn out. So this is like my drawing out, my work drawing out. So this is my Uche Namdi. This is Uche Namdi. This is a story I've been writing. But this is A for art, RT repository, RT project, OBI. This is a project I worked on. But these are color stroke 3. Now these ones are butterflies on the battlefield. So this is a poem. This is a one tattoo I can use, but you have to bump up. So I can, because to put no tattoo, this is a clothing wear, because there's no clarification, as a policy, there's no clarification, because people, but you can have piercings. So you can have this here. So this is my butterflies on the battlefield, but it's a colored one. So this is a butterfly one. It's like this was a native attire I'm making, and this native attire is not the nucleus for expression. So it's not a tattoo one. This is I have a tattoo design, yeah. But these are patterns, pattern. like patterns. These are camera picturing. And these are plans. You can design your own pattern, your own geometric pattern for your skin as a policy. You can wear that, but just make sure respective of my ontology and your frame of reference to it. That's what I care about. No nasty stuff, no hatred stuff, no nothing that's insulting me. Because I made a conjure, if I see, I'll take it off and I'll ban it forever. Because it's basically meant to be your thing expression. But you can design your own tattoo, you can get it for free. Because the computer can put it on you, and that'll be what you do. Because it prints it on your skin, and that's what I want for everyone. The colors, all colors allowed. All colors of the spectrum and beyond are allowed. Making colors allowed, but the idea is fluorescent. Because fluorescent gives you some kind of interactive interface, like a UI UX principle. And some more things. So the last thing to say, the ORASEAL birth certificate is gonna be needing some genetic sequence instruction. I want you guys to have your genes encoded in the constitution, so we know the kind of people we want. Because it's not happening to your children. So I'm thinking about like for me, you can smile in your photos. You can smile, but make sure it's a soft smile. It's not a jokey smile. It's not that actually looks warms your heart. It's like a good smile. That's what I want you to do. You can really smile because the ear can do it. Because we have I'm trying to get the ear to recognize smiles off people's faces, because I want you to have the passport, so that's what I allow. Because the children, if the children not to smile, you can't force a child not to smile or laugh or cry. So if they're smiling, that's what I'm saying. So it allows you to smile. This can smile. So the goal of this passport, the ORASEAL, E for Alpha, U for Umbrella, R for Romeo, E for Oscar, S is Sarah, E for Echo, E for Alpha, L is kind of the ORASEAL initiative. So it's a passport for the Constitution, for where you live and you work, and you breathe air, and when you want to leave apart, when something happens to you, because of the kind of 19th in Nigeria, kind of mass killings and the mass things that happen, it's needed. I don't want a passport. You need a passport, so you can. But I want to have one for genitalia, but that just is separate. But you can't have one for the children genitalia. Yeah, I don't trust that. So anyone, you can't have a genitalia one to your 18 to 19, that's 18 to 20. That's the you get it. Because if you don't want it, you don't need it. Because that one is for, because you're an adult in question 14 or 15, without opting in to it. So 18 years old should get a gene therapy. That would need you to take genetic samples of your urine, so you can get, because I'm going to take a piece of it, so you can get DNA makeup. So in case anything happens as an adult, we know the blood type to give to you, and say for your children, it's basically going to identify people too, based on their not poo, I don't like poo, like nothing but poo, based on their genetic. Basically, the passport takes your gene samples, you sperm, and mix it encode. You can use that to if your face can't be detected. Can use a genetic process to do it, and that's what I'm going to do. So you can get that at 14 or 15, optionally, because you're an adult, but it's best to get that at 18 or 20. So 18 to 20, 18 and beyond. Think of some. So this is Unity.sag. This is energy file. See, it's a beautiful. This is like this is what it says. So this is my oral birth certificate. This is a man. This is like my oral cells, but this one, this is anti-mortis insafe. These are the antromata. These are the flies. Because I never really problem. This is a new bird. It's a bird in Igbo. Oh my days! This is a new. See, because I made this kind of image. This is a code. This is the SVG code. This is RT repository. This is my business card. And this is what I'm saying. This is OBINexus logo. This is the first one, actually. And this is the OBINexus pipeline one, and this is a collection. This is so these are all the repository. I will show you that so this but it's basically so physical. this is my favorite comment. This is the logo for you. This is awesome. So, this is an exhibit. As a child, a journey in reflection of me, myself, and I, a mirror reflection of myself, me, myself, and I, which is this. I return an adult. As an adult, I return a king, basically, and saying, this return, which is this is what goes in the possible, because it's sovereign, it's beautiful, and it's art, it's symbolic, So this is what I'm saying. So these are the kind of symbol around them. And this is how beautiful or possible it's gonna be. But it's gonna be colored. It's gonna be you can feel it. So you can feel you can feel security. You can feel authentic security. You have some kind of way to make it digital to your skin. So the goal of this is to have it in you, including your DNA somehow, so you can always be able to walk in to your own house. So let's go. So you can just walk in. Because the gene, when you go to the gene, the computer can identify you. It identifies you, but you are the one. So it doesn't. In terms of crisis, so the holographic interfaces, OS can identify you because your blood is being encoded. So you have your blood, you have your urine, and you have saliva. That's the two things. Nothing you ask anything. And if you want your sperm, if you want your sperm, that's the person who says, so your saliva, your blood, and what your sweat, blood, sweat, and tears. Your tears, fine. So policy, that's the things that now, because you want guys to be able to return anyway, because it's all genetic. It's all genetic. Whether you go to war or not, the goal is to be there, be ground, to be able to come to safety, back to your constitutional, with your friends and family, when you belong together. So we belong together. Thank you, guys.